Welcome to the Science of Fiction HFY Galaxy Tales. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a new story from HFY Galaxy Tales, where humanity always finds a way. The forbidden armor in the middle of a broken alien world, deep in a giant crater filled with smoke and red dust, a strange piece of armor stood tall and glowing. It was not like normal armor. It looked alive, breathing slowly, pulsing with light from inside. It had been standing there for 700 years, and not a single alien had been able to wear it. They called it Valkor, the armor of the ancients. Some said it was made by a lost god. Others believed it held the power to destroy stars. Thousands of aliens from across the galaxy had tried to wear it, warriors, kings, scientists, even priests. They all failed. The armor rejected them. Some were burned. Some went mad. Some simply vanished. Now, no one dared to go near it. The crater had become a forbidden place, a graveyard of those who thought they were worthy. But that day, someone different arrived, a human. His name was Jack Carter. He was not a soldier. He was a medic. His ship had been hit during a battle. He crash-landed alone, with no weapon, no food, and blood running down his arm. He didn't even know where he was. He just kept walking through the smoke and fire, looking for help or shelter. He saw the light first, a soft, glowing blue coming from the center of the crater. He followed it, limping slowly down the rocks. Then he saw it, the armor. It stood like a statue, tall and silent, shining under the broken sky. Jack didn't know the stories. He didn't know this was forbidden. He just thought it looked like a machine, maybe a signal device, maybe something to call for help. So he reached out and touched it. The armor did not burn him. It did not scream. It did not vanish. It moved. It opened like a flower slowly, carefully. The pieces unfolded with soft clicks and smooth light. It wrapped around Jack's arm gently, then his chest, then his legs. Before he could speak, the armor had covered his entire body. A soft hiss came from the helmet as it locked in place. Suddenly, Jack could hear a voice inside his head, calm, female, and powerful. It spoke in simple words, but with strange music in its tone. You are accepted. You are balanced. Welcome, human. I am Sci-Fi. The armor has chosen you. Jack blinked. Wait, what? All around him, the ground began to shake. The crater glowed. Blue lights shot into the sky like lightning. Far away, alien satellites picked up the signal. Sirens screamed in different worlds. On 10 alien planets, generals woke up with fear in their eyes. The armor has been activated, one whispered. By who? Asked another. By a human. Back in the crater, Jack stood still. His body felt warm, stronger, lighter. His wounds were gone. The armor had healed him. He looked at his hands, now covered in glowing blue steel. I don't understand. He said aloud. You don't need to, the voice replied. You were not chosen for your strength. You were chosen for your balance. Heart, mind, courage. Jack laughed nervously. I'm just a medic. I patch up people. I'm not a warrior. That is why you were chosen. Jack took a deep breath. Something was happening inside him. His fear was fading. His thoughts were clearer. He could feel the armor listening to him, waiting for his decisions. He was not wearing it. It was working with him. Suddenly, Jack heard noise above. Ships, alien ships. Soldiers. They had come fast, too fast. They must have been watching the crater all along. Now, they were coming for the armor. But it was too late. The armor had already chosen, and it would not let its new host be taken. Without knowing how, Jack raised his hand. Energy shot out like lightning, hitting a drone that flew too close. The armor moved with him, fast and smooth. It protected him as shots fired. It helped him run, dodge, escape. He didn't know the weapons. He didn't know the controls. But the armor did. It moved like it remembered battle, and for the first time in 700 years. The armor fought again, not with an alien, but with a human inside. As Jack escaped the crater, the voice spoke once more inside his head. Your world does not yet understand, but everything is about to change. Jack looked at the stars. He was just a simple man yesterday. But now, he wore a weapon that gods once feared, and the galaxy had already started to notice. Asterisk, far above the planet. Hundreds of alien ships were moving. Their scanners were hot, their weapons ready. Every one of them was pointed toward the signal that had just exploded from the surface. The forbidden armor Valkor had awakened, and it had chosen a human. Across the galaxy, alarms rang in powerful, alien halls. On the council world of Zareth, where leaders of 12 species met, silence fell when the signal came in. The armor was not just alive, it had bonded with who? The Crosian warlord growled. The answer came cold and slow. A human, named Jack Carter. Some shouted, some laughed. Some looked afraid. No one understood why the armor had accepted someone from a species so young and small. But the data was clear. The armor had moved, and it was active again. Back on the surface of Rigasnine, Jack was running through ruined cities, the armor glowing brighter with every step. Each movement felt like flying. Every breath was easy. He didn't know where he was going, but the armor guided him. It protected him like a living shield in his mind. The voice of Suratha Armor's AI spoke calmly. You are being hunted. Yeah, I figured, Jack replied, ducking behind a wall as a blast scorched the ground. Do not fear. I will assist. In a flash, his vision changed. Glowing targets appeared around him. Threats were marked red. Paths were marked blue. He saw drones above, soldiers on rooftops, tanks rolling from the east. But he also saw how to move, where to strike, when to run. The armor didn't just protect it, taught him. It wanted him to survive, to lead. Suddenly, a small explosion hit. Nearby, Jack rolled behind cover. Then he heard a sound. He turned and saw a group of alien children hiding behind broken crates. Their parents were gone. Soldiers were closing in. They were just in the way. Jack looked down at his armor-covered hands. He had a choice: escape now, or help them. He stepped forward. One of the kids screamed, thinking he was a soldier. But then Jack spoke gently. It's okay. I won't hurt you. He raised a shield as lasers flew in. He grabbed the kids one by one and rushed them to a safer place, shielding them with his body. The armor glowed brighter. A soft sound came from within, almost like a heartbeat. Or approval. After he got the last child to safety, the armor gave him a surge of power. For a moment, Jack felt like he could lift a mountain. The next wave of enemies came, but he was ready. With speed and energy, he dodged blasts, hit back, and dropped enemy drones like flies. But he didn't kill unless he had to. He only fought to protect. Sarai's voice spoke again. Balance confirmed. Power increasing. You are growing, Jack Carter. He didn't answer. He was too focused. But deep inside, he knew something had changed. He wasn't just surviving now. He was commanding the armor. It trusted him, and it was getting stronger. With him, meanwhile, in the council chambers, the mood shifted. Perhaps this human is the one the armor waited for. One leader said, impossible. Another snapped, they are weak. But this one just saved alien children while under attack. The armor responds to choices. Not strength, not power, but heart. The room went silent again. Some saw a threat, others saw a hope. But all knew one thing: this human had changed the rules. Back on the planet, Jack climbed to a high cliff and looked over the battlefield. The armor opened a hidden message in his vision. A warning from thousands of years ago. A dark force was returning, a race called the Nullians, creatures of silence and death. They destroyed the creators of Valkyr. Now they were waking up. Again, the armor had not just chosen Jack to survive, it had chosen him to fight what was coming. Jack stared at the dark sky above. I didn't sign up for this, he whispered. But I guess, he added, clenching his fists. No one else did either. And behind him, the armor pulsed like a star. The awakening had begun. And the galaxy was no longer the same. Inside the High Council of the Galactic Union, 12 alien leaders stood in a circle. The center screen glowed with the image of a human man, Jack Carter, wearing the forbidden armor that no alien had ever controlled. He had survived attacks, protected alien children, and now the armor glowed brighter than ever. The leaders were silent. He was not trained, said the feathered Sauric elder. He is not even a warrior, added the tall Zix ambassador, but the armor chose him. The insect-like Corin leader whispered. None could argue. The armor had been waiting for balance, and Jack had shown it through courage, mercy, and choice. Back on Rigasnine, Jack stood in the ruins, his eyes glowing with soft blue light through the helmet. The armor had shared memories with him, visions of the Nullians, the destroyers of worlds. They were not just coming. They were already here, hiding in the shadows of space. Jack looked down at his hands. I'm just a human. Why me? He asked. Sarai's voice echoed in his mind, soft and strong. Because you chose to protect, not to rule, not to conquer. That is why you are worthy. Suddenly, the armor projected a beam into the sky. It sent out a message, not just words but emotions, visions, and warnings. Across the galaxy, beings of every species saw it. Planets paused, armies stopped. Children looked up, even in distant corners where people feared each other. The message reached their hearts. The armor spoke in Jack's voice, translated for all. War has taken too much from us. I wear this armor not for power, but to stop what's coming. The real enemy isn't each other. It's the thing hiding in the dark. If we do not stand together now, we will fall apart alone. The message shook the galaxy. Some leaders feared him more, but many others believed him. Slowly, messages came in. Ships were sent not to attack but to talk. To learn, to listen. In the days that followed, Jack became a symbol. Alien families he saved told their stories. Soldiers who once hunted him laid down their weapons. Even rival species, once full of hate, met under his words. Jack did not want a throne. He refused titles. He slept on stone, ate like everyone else, and kept saving people wherever he could. The armor followed his heart, glowing brightest when he helped others, not when he fought. One day, a massive ship arrived in orbit. It was ancient and covered in black stone. It belonged to the Nolians. They had come, silent and deadly, and aimed their weapons at the surface. Everyone looked to Jack. He stood tall, armor shining like a star. "This is why I was chosen," he said. Jack flew into the sky like a comet. The armor gave him wings, speed, strength, and clarity. The Nulians attacked with darkness, silence, and fear, but Jack fought with light. His armor lit up the battlefield, breaking through the shadows, and he wasn't alone. Ships from dozens of races arrived, fighting beside him. Enemies became allies. Languages became one. The galaxy didn't fight for the armor. They fought with the man who wore it. Hours passed. The enemy ship exploded. Light returned to the sky. The galaxy had won not with one man, but with one idea. Later, as Jack stood on a rebuilt platform with leaders from many worlds, he looked around and smiled. "I didn't plan to be here," he said. "I didn't want this. But maybe that's why I was meant to be here." Sarai, inside the armor, spoke one last time in his mind. "You were not made for war, Jack Carter, but you brought peace. That is power." And as the armor softly dimmed and rested, the galaxy remembered. No alien could wear it. No warrior could master it. But one human earned it by being what the galaxy truly needed: balanced, brave, and good.